Okay. That should now work. Go over here. Alright. Yeah. Fucking accidentally streamed on RYB. I'll go delete that later at some point. Hold on, let me get the new link out. Okay, I have a new microphone, by the way. Pretty cool. Epic fail, yeah. Alright. It's okay. Let's get it away. It's a cool game. I've already played this game. It's kind of a story game that I've already played, so it's not like I'm spoiler free, but I imagine most people in chat are spoiler free. And so it's a game about choices. So you can make choices in chat and I'll follow them through. So you can explore the story as you guys wish. I've already played through most of the endings of this game, but how are you still recovering from the time I BTF it? What are you talking about, Tommy Soprano? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you mean that one, the Ann on the Week appearance? Shit. You first hit quit. Never mind, I hadn't started the game yet. Now you can make choices.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wow, the first fucking run, it's already got one of the rare bug changed formats. Well, that's okay. Yeah, so basically this game you play as ANCAP. ANCAP is employee 427. He works at a desk. He hits a button. He hates normies, but he really loves his job. And so suddenly there's nobody at his work. What happened?
All of his co-workers
So let's enjoy the adventure of ANCAP here.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Turn on subtitles. Okay. Just make it easier on people watching the stream. This is where ANCAP's been.
Touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, whiteboard ending? Is console not enabled? Why is console not working? Whatever. Let's just not do that. For some reason, I got whiteboard ending on the first fucking. Okay, just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. All right. So ANCAP is in his office. He walks out.
Already, this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Yes, ABC. I've already played through this many. I've already got most of the endings. It's not blind. It'll be blind for some people,
Stanley
and
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
all right. So for the people who have not played this game, you should direct me, because I've already played this game, so it's not like that huge of a deal for me. But anyone who is blind, should I go to the left door or to the right door? Go back? All right. Oh, you can't go back. Not a game. Left? All right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
It's more of a gimmick turned into a program. It's originally a mod for Half-Life 2 Source that got turned into a full game later. It's kind of a funny little thing.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right, should I go upstairs or should I go downstairs, people in chat? It's a not Japanese visual novel, yeah. Go down. All right. I'll just go for whoever the first one to say something in chat is.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so
Yeah, my
lucid?
internet's dropping for some
Then
reason.
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Yeah, this game docks to ANCAP. His name is Stanley. ANCAP's name is Stanley, by the way.
This was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
ANCAP's been in this game. I don't know where Diogenes has been.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, I guess that ending was pretty fitting of ANCAP. Speaking of dreams, I had a weird dream today where I thought that Stefan Molyneux was elected President of the United States. It was extremely bizarre. Let's go for a different ending.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Would be Kino, I guess. No more arguments? Yeah. Alright, well, people in chat, your choice is now here. Make your choice. The Down the Rabbit Hole video for Terry? Right, okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, forward or left? If anyone watched a kill stream, Fake Ross? Worth watching since Ross unironically trashed him? The hell? Wait. That ending sucked, by the way. Oh shit, yeah, sorry, I walked out of the break room. You guys want to go left or you want to go forward? Left, forward. The narrator is Kino voice acting? Yeah, it's true.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Alright. Down the elevator or straight to back to the main track? Another choice. Forward. Elevator. Left. I'll give you the next vote will determine it because it's about split. Alright, down the elevator.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
This is like one of those Twitch plays. Well, I've already played the game, so it's not like my reactions are going to be any fun. So I'll let the chat have fun exploring the little story game. Just a leisurely stream.
Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Jeff's chat plays Stanley Parable. Yeah, exactly.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Bring back Anon of the Week? Nah, fuck off. You Anons and Anons in general have shit taste in anime and make for bad conversational partners, for the most part.
All of this
just was not up to snuff. I thought I'd have, like, fucking super in-depth Chinese cartoon discussions. All I got was fucking autism.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Go got into my head.
It's an adventure.
Now only my immaculate taste in Chinese cartoons. Arrogant, indeed. But once you've watched a million anime, you want a higher level of discussion. I just couldn't get it. That's what I was wanting out of that show. Never got it. I got some fun stuff, definitely, from Anon of the Week, but it was pretty forced. It was like a forced meme, like forced animation. You know that? Yeah, definitely pretty forced. I don't even know where we're going now. You got what you wanted?
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Are you ever gonna make your weeb visual novel? Yeah, working on it.
What could it mean?
Still.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Chains of the Nightly Grind. I got him. You don't watch anime, so you don't care? Yeah.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
That's the issue. Oh shit.
This wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
He'll turn into an evil necromancer, bring his favorite chap idols. Nah, fucking Zombieland was a disappointment. Like, literally 8 out of 10. Nah, 7 out of 10.
The story. Here it comes.
I will make a video
Not the story. Okay, let's head
that
the other way.
goes over
Retrace
all
our
the
steps.
anime from 2018. With brief reviews of all the shit I watched. And then from the next season that starts, I'm going to do kind of like that little shitpost video I had. I'm going to do...
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing...
Get the BYR crew together? They're all dead, Chow.
Win.
Oh shit, I win.
Congratulations! I know
Chow, if you're wondering where ANCAP is, he's in this game. His name's fucking Stanley.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Just get an online job.
Fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what.
Yeah, subs show up on Streamlabs.
Start.
No, just YouTube subscribers. It's not like money or anything.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Now everybody's gonna resubscribe for fucking
no destination,
getting the notification.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very
Don't follow the line? I mean, alright, I'll try to avoid the line.
Hang on.
Oh.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right
can't
now
go that
is
way.
a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Music's pretty fucking loud.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I could definitely do online jobs, but I just haven't cared. I'm enjoying the neat life. I'm not in any rush.
Right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Medicare vs. Ralph Mortal Kombat? Eh. Oh, what? No, it's the start of the game, huh? Turn on unsubscribe notifications? I don't think they have those on Streamlabs. I don't even know where we're going now. I'm completely lost. Even though I'm following the line. Oh.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
This is gonna make... No, it's not even been 2 years. Chow. Let me calculate. Yeah, it's not even been a year and a half. I don't even know. Time certainly flies.
You know what, Stanley?
It definitely feels like longer, but it's not really been that long.
People, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Can't believe this year's already over. Yeah, it was a fun year.
Again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Yeah, this ending takes a while. It's I think it's like the longest ending.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Why is Joaquin not on heel turn? He gave it up because he didn't want to. I don't even know. Like, trying to understand the actions of Joaquin is not a
okay. So I know that
productive endeavor.
Has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
the future president, Richard Spencer.
Will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So...
I like this ending. I think this ending gets the point across to the game the best, even though it takes fucking forever.
You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not
this is early access footage of Death Stranding.
Now. We'll find out,
if anyone was curious what that game's going to be like.
Well, in the meantime...
Alright.
All of his
back to the beginning.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's only one ending on that screen, Osman. There's many more endings to be found, and random shit that happens in this game.
Open doors. He entered the door on his left.
But it's all determined. This is like Stanley Parable is basically Determinist gang loves this. They're like, oh my god, determinism is like proved by the Stanley Parable, bro. Alright, now, sometimes life is pointless like this ending. So the funny thing is, like, it tries to imply all these things about free will and choice, but obviously the only choices you get are the ones the developer buttered the program in. So, alright, so what do you guys want to do? Go right? Do nothing? We could do nothing for a bit. I don't think there's any voice lines at play. Need better optics. Richard Spencer. The only choice we have is to take our own lives. Do a 360 and walk away. Alright. Delete the game. Anti-Nat gang. Whites are done. Alright, well. Go right? Alright. I'm gonna go right again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Please go right. Wait in the room. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the in the waiting room here. I mean the.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, the voice lines change as you play through.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall...
Remember, guys, this is basically ANCAP. You're controlling ANCAP right now in this theoretical situation. This is basically ANCAP's life as a wagey. He's like sitting in the break room. He's looking at the painting in the break room.
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, so just... If you want to know what ANCAP's up to, he's in the break room. He's sitting down in a chair in Canada, and he's looking at a painting. Does he talk about geopolitics? No. Go to the kitchen. I don't think there's a kitchen. There's coffee over here. Is this the future of philosophy? Gamers will be the new philosophers and theologians. Reading is for plebs. Unfortunately, Chow, it seems to be the case. Alright. Irony bows made Cantwell quit. Oh, shit. Alright,
But
well.
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Alright, guys. Forward or left? Your feet hurt? You wish you were playing EU4? Yeah. That's basically ANCAP's eternal monologue most of the day. Yeah, forward or left, guys? Forward. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright. So, and you have no choice either way. Any choice is the same. Not necessarily true, but
I
yeah.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Should I jump off onto the catwalk, or should I follow the elevator to the end? Drop to your death? KYS?
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
True
someone
red
you've
pill?
been neglecting, Stanley.
Platform?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your
Those boxes definitely don't break your fall. A new exciting path.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, guys. A new choice. A new set of doors. A new exciting chance to exercise free will. I'll wait for your answer in chat. They seem kind of sad. Blue. Contrarian. I mean, everyone wants to be a contrarian. It's like the most red door. Alright, we only got one. The next person... Alright, looks like Constantine wants to go red. We're going to go red.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Based
we would
and
both
red
be
pilled.
so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
Antinatalism gang?
Let
Oh,
me show
shit.
you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Do you feel happy, chat? Is this little star show making you happy? I imagine it's not the case. What did you get for Christmas? A new microphone. And an SSD. Help out my gaming. This is the red pill, bros. It's so base, dude. Alright. Let's leave the room.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
How many gigs was your SSD? 500. Any neat bucks? No. Alright, no more voice lines. Real Gamers TM branded SSD, preloaded special offers.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well, you guys got your wish. ANCAP will now KYS. Yeah, Samsung. He's walking up the stairs. ANCAP is to
Please, no,
KYS.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Poor Stefan Molyneux, narrator.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other... There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Yeah, this game is pretty Legati-pilled. It's basically Legati the game, except a bit more humorous. No suicide nets to save ANCAP? Yeah.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Stop moving, stop thinking, go back to sleep, guys. Yeah. Antinatalism gang.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Read the Legati book, it's actually trash. Sounds like you're unbased and blue pill.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Anti-net gang frees under wage you from servitude. Yeah, this is ANCAP's retribution.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like
ANCAP suicide street.
Well, this one is yours.
Legati gang.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
ANCAP gone? He's been gone for a while. That was a reenactment of his suicide.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, another choice. Wow, aren't these choices great? Which door do I go through? Stop bullying ANCAP. This is... no, we gotta bully ANCAP. That's what we gotta do. What door does ANCAP go through? You guys are controlling ANCAP right now. You're controlling Stanley, whose name is also ANCAP, right? Okay.
This was not the correct way.
Right door, like the alt-right, pretty based and white pill.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, which way now? Left or forward? Don't leave. We already listened to all the voice lines, don't worry about it. My mic might be a bit loud. I haven't really messed with the levels that much. I'm sure people in chat will just say if the levels are fucked up. Left, forward, one for each. I'll wait for 1 or more 2 people to chime in. Back, forward. Alright.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright. So, we're back on the elevator.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've...
The only way to win is to uninstall.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan.
Should I jump? Do you want me to jump, or do you want another ANCAP suicide?
To make every decision by
I mean, we can...
Now, I'm not asking for me.
We don't have to do it right now. We can contemplate it for a bit. Do it. Okay.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Real men KYS themselves. Alright, another choice. We're back to the choice. You're welcome to vote, chat. Vote now. ANCAP is his own man? Yeah. He is. Even though his name is Stanley, and he's in this game. This wagey simulator. Alright, we're going left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wow, this is exactly ANCAP. Holy shit. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide is a slick blue graphic. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. Diversity. No RYB this week? Yeah, I'm going to delay it because the book we were going to read, The International Jew, is pretty dry. And I was having trouble getting through the book. It's really fucking dry. But we're going to do it this Sunday.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Down or up? Down or up? Yeah, I'm basically doing the stream because I knew I was going to stream RYB today and then didn't. Up. Okay. Diversity, yeah. Go meet the boss. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley...
Oh, this can't... Yeah, look at...
this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
It's funny, ANCAP's boss in this game, he has a bunch of books. That's how you know he's like better than ANCAP and why he's the boss. He just has fucking huge bookshelves. And that's how you know ANCAP is Stanley and not the boss.
Anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Jeff secretly misses ANCAP and Dio, and this is his way of coping. Yeah, this is my copium, just like, you know, Christianity and anything else that people do. My copium, lamenting the death of BYR, is playing the Stanley Parable, pretending ANCAP's name is Stanley. ANCAP can't read.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Tips.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred
Tips,
to him?
Fedora.
This question would not go unanswered for long.
You liked the show while it lasted? Yeah, it was fun.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
Oh,
door
shit.
that read
More
Mind
choices.
Control Facility.
Alright, you got mind control facility or escape. Hee God does not exist. Well, sorry, but it's kind of the case. And even if he did, like I don't want to. Every time I had Fedora tip, but people want to debate theology, but it's like just fucking stupid. Really is. Leo Colt versus Jeff Colt win. Default ending. ANCAP likes mind control. Yeah, you're right. ANCAP would go to the mind control, I think, instead of the escape. But Chow, you're an anti-natalist determinist.
The lights rose on an
What would you even
enormous
debate
room
about?
packed with television screens.
Oh, shit.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh wow, he already got spoiled by the other ending, so it doesn't matter. Haha.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Enjoy these interesting screens. Basically, the conclusion I recently came to was that even if Christian theology was true, then there is categorically no difference between heaven and death. Because in heaven, enough time will pass that whatever you call yourself will transform or change into such a degree that it'll be completely alien to what you were, and your self will die, just like if your actual self died. So I'm like, well, I guess that's kind of pointless to further talk about it then, after I reach that conclusion. Let's move forward.
Mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
You'll figure it out when you die.
He refused to believe.
Yeah, ANCAP's like, I'm not a normie. I'm not going to be controlled.
In someone else's
Check room
control?
666.
Never. It
I don't
was
think you could find
unthinkable.
room 666.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Well, that's what you're
eating,
saying,
walking,
Enclave, right?
All of it monitored and commanded.
If your brains work differently, you're going to turn into like a different alien entity.
Stanley decided
Which is
that
not
this
something I have
machinery would
particularly any
never
interest in
again
doing.
exert its terrible power over another human life.
It's exactly how it works.
Would dismantle the controls once and for all.
In your afterlife, you're 70 trillion. After you've lived in the afterlife for 70 trillion years, you're going to be an alien being that's going to have no relation to your human Earth self. So you're going to be dead, basically. There's not going to be a difference. When your intellectual heroes are the amazing aphids of Peter Hitchens. I don't like either of them. Alright, so ANCAP has arrived.
His obligation to put an end to this horrible place.
The Bible's believed
and
to transform for the
everything
better.
it stood for.
Well, yeah, it's just your opinion then. I have no interest in transforming into some other like alien entity thing to bear living forever. That sounds terrible. I don't want that. Fuck that. Go read Umaneko. Alright, so ANCAP has reached the controls of the mind control device. Does he turn on or off? You are an A. Lamau compared to the time you aren't Red Pill? Yeah, but by year 70 trillion in heaven, you're going to be completely alien to such a degree that it will be ridiculous, and that your human self will be dead. Turn on. You don't want to change. You want tendies and fedoras. There is no change. That's the thing, though. Like I'm giving the theists the benefit of the doubt, even if their whole religion gets dismantled by basic physical evidence. On, off. We have 2 for on, 2 for off. You have to read the Book of Sins. No one knows, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? On, 3 for on, 2 for off. This also assumes that time and our perception of time would remain constant. There's no reason to believe that. It doesn't matter if it changes. You're changing. You're whatever you consider your human self will have to inexorably change into an alien entity in order to bear living in eternity. And through that eternity, and you living in it, you will change into an entity that has nothing to do with you, and yourself will die. Heaven is a walking simulator, basically. Yeah. On. All right. Well, we're turning it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the control.
Yeah, there's better stuff like carbon dating,
all these years you go and you try to take
anthropology.
Machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Leo wants to talk about this? Nah.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Leo cult mad.
How long until detonation?
I mean, you can Bible post all you want. It's just not going to change reality.
Now this is making things
Give up your humanity to be immortal?
It's
Nah.
your time to shine. You are the star.
Shit.
It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But
People, yeah, confirmation bias means that there's no point in discussing it.
about you, about me.
You can Bible post why I'm wrong, but, fossil record, dozens of chemical radiocarbon dating tests, this geographical distribution of humanity, just all this shit. It's not explained.
What happened to them? I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it,
Let it go boom? Well, I mean,
pushing buttons endlessly.
We might just have no choice on that. Let's try to turn it off.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything,
yeah,
take back the control,
but there's no reason to then pretend you have some claim to secret knowledge or some better understanding of science or reality that
even better
is like extricating your metaphysical belief. Just admit it's metaphysical and live with it, please. None of this pseudoscience malarkey.
On the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Is Terry wrong about the gays? Are NEETs the biggest enemy of Christians? Oh shit.
It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
Nah, Wages are just jealous and neat. It's always been the case.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
We didn't do it. We couldn't defuse the bomb. The ending is pure Kino. It's pretty Kino.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
The needs shall inherit the earth. Terrorist win. Mission failed. Alright, back to the choice.
When he came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You guys argue about the same stuff in chat every time. Left or right? We're back to the main choice of the game. Jim is a CIA plant. Narrator's evil? Narrator's not evil. They're both just... Narrator's not really... Well, I guess he is in a mild position of power, but not really, because he's still like a character constrained by a narrative, so it doesn't matter. And some of the other endings explain, or sort of expand on that theme. Determinism gang proved right? Yeah. Alt-right? Okay. He based Jim? Yeah, like, can people stop sucking his cock in my vicinity? I'm kind of tired.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
this game is more of a what if we are in a simulation, bro?
Just to admire it.
Kind of. It is a no free will game, though.
Room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the
choose something different to argue about.
Felt sad again. Then it came back and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there, just a kind of tingle.
Yeah, it's basically the Matrix, kind of, sort of. Well, actually, not really.
To business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Jim in chat. All right. Are we going forward or are we going left? You guys, we go circular around the memes. We have the Jim in chat. We have theology debate. We've got the alt-right or controlled opposition. We talk about Joaquim and BYR and BYBS. And this is all just me playing, like I'll play dozens of different video games and we still, retards in chat will still talk about the same things. And I talk about like anime, but no one in my chat watches anime, which is like really bizarre, considering I don't even know. Elevator, left, forward. By elevator, you mean down that way again, or do you mean down the cargo elevator? Which one? You watch Mecha? I mean, I guess. We're not gay like you. Oof. That feeling too intelligent for YouTube chat? I just want to have high IQ anime discussion. That's because you read superior manga? Animes for autistic people? Well. You watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Alright, fuck this. We're going... Chat's being gay. I'm going down here.
To the opposite door and got back on track.
Anime makes you into a neat? Makes you into a Kang. Neats are Kangs, bro.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go...
Neats sit on top of the pyramids while the slaves build them. That's the job of a neat.
From here, it's, left.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Wait.
No,
alright, never mind. That was the wrong one. I didn't want to do
A
confusion
soft
ending
wind
again.
blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Till the money runs out and society collapses, but then everyone's basically on the same footing, so it doesn't matter.
When Stanley
And so, like, being a wagey, unless you're like a prepper
on
fag,
his left.
doesn't really give you an advantage. Door on your left, door on your right. Alright, so we're gonna do what we were before.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Eats
and
her
Stanley
kangs.
knew it perfectly well.
Imagine
Perhaps he
reviewing
wanted to stop
anime.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
Streaming video for the same crowd of people must be exhausting.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But
It's not particularly
back to
exhausting.
business,
Pretty
Stanley
fun.
took the first open
I just
door
haven't
on
had
his
many
left.
games that I wanted to play on stream lately, that's all. I was playing Path of Exile, but I was having, before I got my SSD, I was having a lot of performance issues. I couldn't stream that, and then I was playing multiplayer games of my old eFwens, which I wouldn't stream, so I just didn't have like games I wanted to stream. That feel when a prepper let the grid come down? Prepper gang?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait till the end of the elevator or jump off? What do you guys want?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
Jeff
is
misses
that the
BYR
story has
game?
been
Kind
about
of.
nothing
While I
but
stream
you
vanilla WoW,
all
I
this
fucking hate
time.
Blizzard.
There's someone you've
Get
been
good at PoE.
protecting, Stanley.
Play hardcore? Fuck hardcore
Someone
in this
you've
current league.
forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Go with the elevator?
I'm not
Okay.
asking for me. I'm
Stop killing ANCAT?
asking you, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I could get good at PoE now that I have an SSD, because that,
That's
like,
her, Stanley.
is one of the major
You need to
things
be
that makes
the
that
one
game
to
not
do
run
this,
like garbage.
To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Alright. So should I pick up the phone or should I do random shit? I'm gonna, there's two choices here. They're not really that apparent. But I'll let chat try to figure it out. Should I pick up the phone or should I not? Don't let Hime forget. Oh, him forget. Promise the Minecraft stream before the year ended. I never... Chow, when did I ever say that? Pick up the phone, unplug the phone? Alright.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you
Do a
just unplug
Minecraft
your
stream?
phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly.
Did you like Goblin Slayer? It was
I
alright.
didn't know that was possible. Let me
It was a fair
double-check.
adaptation. If you guys have any
Definitely clear as day.
concerns about
Stanley
anime
picks up the
opinions,
phone. He's taken to his
I will
apartment
definitely
where he
be
finds his wife.
going over all of them
Themselves to one another.
in a review video.
Comes in, fade to white, roll
I should probably...
not picking up the
The
phone
season is
sets
officially
someone
over now, so I guess I
into a
could
course
just
of
try
action.
to like really
How's that
try
even
hard, get it
possible?
done in like a day,
None of these
and get it
decisions
out
were
before the
supposed
end of
to
the
mean
year, so I
anything.
could do
I
that.
don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
It's not
You're
Stanley, it's
You're a
ANCAT,
real person.
a real person named ANCAT.
I can't believe how
It was not a
so
fair
stupid.
adaptation, it was
This is why
markedly
you've been
bad.
able to make correct
I mean, it had
choices. And
quality
to think I've been letting
issues,
you run around in this game
but
for so long. If you'd made
it
any
was
more
fine.
wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though
You and
completely
ANCAP's
ignored
anime
even
review
the
show?
most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
The Leo in VC right now.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Well, basically, since
in
ANCAP
this
disappeared,
scenario, a
I can't do the
hypothetical
seasonal
real
review
person named
streams. I'm just gonna
Stephen has a
do
choice.
my own review shit
He could spend
instead.
years helping improve
Could
the
you have a
quality
big
of
brain
life for
conversation
citizens of
with
impoverished
ANCAP about
third-world
anime?
nations.
No.
Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make?
New Year's
unlike
Eve's
here,
drunk
the real world
stream.
makes sense, and
Leo
at no
seething
time should you make a choice
that I Fedora
that does not
tipped and I
conform
don't
to
care.
rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person
Oh,
who
no.
does not make sense, in
Did
all
Dio
likelihood,
finally
that
die
person
in
is
the
not
corn
real.
silo?
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
I don't know where Dio is.
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
It's not even being wrong about anime, Fat Man. It's just like nobody watches seasonal anime but me. Like, ANCAP watched it, but he watched like 2 shows.
Making choices
then,
on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy
Like, I watched like
decision-making process.
10 shows, and I can only
Most
discuss like
medical
3 of
professionals
them.
recommend making at
that are
least
flavor
8
of the month.
choices per day. Do you make more than 8?
Seasonal anime
Less?
is gay. You're gay.
And finally, if you begin to wonder
Read
if your
manga?
choices
I also
are
read
actually
some mangas.
meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
Watch like 2
just
shows.
remember
Epic.
that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Alright.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Why don't you invite a panel? Well, I wasn't going to do a stream Ghost Pillows. I was going to do like an edited video that went over like every anime I watched over the year. Every season, it's AOTS and then the AOTY. Just like an edited together video with like clips and like production value. I was going to do that.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Anime has the occasional gem. I agree. Violet Evergarden, anime of the decade. Yeah, I guess. I still haven't totally decided on what anime of the year is. I think Bloom Into You is definitely anime of the season for this season. Alright, what's even happening in this ending? We unplugged the phone.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Jeff dabbed on Ancat. I mean,
Now remember,
he's just
all
the,
you
you
need
know,
to
the
do is
protagonist in the
behave
Wagey
exactly as Stanley
simulator.
would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Baked Alaska's
I'm quite
book
sure
about
you'll be up to the
memes.
task.
Oh.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You can't nominate Yuri because you're biased. I mean, why would I? There's no non-biased sort of anime selection process. You just choose what's favorite. Although for the anime of the year, I'll try to do like a more non-biased technical selection. But for anime of the season, it's just like whatever the fuck I like the best, which is usually qualified on production value out of things. Thought South Park was the anime of the year. Pretty cool.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Do you watch with subtitles? Of course. Why would I watch a fucking dub? What am I, retarded?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled,
What an
Stanley
epic
wondered
picture.
in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. It didn't work. This game's bad.
Stanley spoke the code. Night
Oh,
Shark
hey, Oleg.
115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115, I guess. It's not working.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Doesn't practice his kanji while listening to AKB48.
The code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Old Mike
All
gang?
right.
Oh, shit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I go for the right door? What should we do here? Can anyone here speak Japanese? I don't think they can. I might as well bother learning Japanese at this point. Make your choice, chat. Right door? Alright.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Technically, new mic would now be a slightly less old mic. Well, yeah. It's a new mic, basically.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so
new
special about
mic
seeing
with
the
a
game
U,
undone,
yeah.
left here like so much garbage?
Visit
It's
Nifland
worth
for the
now.
Olympics ruin it?
And what am I supposed to do?
The Olympics aren't
If there
going to
were a
ruin
way
it.
to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
I don't think Japan's gonna like get cucked by the Olympics. Undue fear there. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You can't buy high trust societies? Yeah. It's true.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, and cap face docs.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
There's Ancap's face for anyone who's curious.
I cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
The joke at Oleg is that Ancap is Stanley, and so Stanley's face is Ancap's face, yeah.
I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Alright, well, let me restart. Instead of waiting for the credits. Wow, the credits continued. Interesting. I didn't know that happened. Centrist cuck ending? Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can't be Ancap's not a call center in India. He works in Canada. This seems like a Canadian office.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Another choice. Will you choose correctly or incorrectly? Chat. It's up to you. I get to basically pretend to be the narrator because I already played this game. So it's just chat playing the game. Based on a real story. I mean, I guess. If like Ancap's real life is this game. Left? They're all the correct answer. Right is always right. In and out of right repeatedly.
This was not the correct way to the
Nope,
meeting
doesn't
room,
work.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
All the old offices seem the same.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic.
I do appreciate
Like a
how
combination of a much smaller version and a much larger
how the
version of
developers
exact
made
room.
this
They
map
all
seem
made Stanley
so
uncomfortable.
corporate
He
and
started to bleed a
soulless.
little. This made him smile.
It does actually become
At last,
rather
he proved
dreary if you're
that
playing
he
it
was
by
human.
yourself for a long time. Just
But
because of how
eager to get
dreary
back to
the
business,
office is.
Stanley took the first
Part of the
open door on
atmosphere.
his left.
Alright. New choice. Forward or left? We are back at a junction. Your co-host was an Indian? I don't think he was an Indian. See if there are any doors you can open. There is the broom closet we can go to. Go back? You can't. Like, I tried to go back, nothing. They closed the door behind you. Forward to victory.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think
Alright.
perhaps we've gotten off on
Answer the phone
here.
or jump onto the
I'm not
catwalk.
forgetting, really, I'm not.
You have
I
a
realize that
this is a
investing
time
your
choice.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but
If
the
nobody
fact
says
is that
anything,
the
we're gonna go
story has
answer the
been about
phone.
Nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. What? Really? I was in the middle of something.
Little bit of a
Zero
suspense.
consideration for others.
I could have
Are
jumped
you
off a
that
bit earlier.
convinced that I want something
Do a
bad
flip.
to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
You already went through the red door. So we gotta go for the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these.
Yeah, this is day one DLC room. And yeah, this is. I should have changed the title to be
vehicles,
early access of Death Stranding.
You give me absolutely nothing so far.
I think that would have been a better title.
A stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real...
All right, chat. It's time to vote. It's time to vote on how the third door affected your experience of this choice-based video game walking simulator, Death Stranding Early Access. 1. 1488. 3. 10. 3. 2. Looks like we're up. 2s. The 1s are still winning. I'll give it a few more seconds. Then the flute 1. Alright. Looks like we're going for 1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
They used captured white soldiers kidnapped at birth, raised in Islam. Oh yeah, the Janissaries. That's an interesting historical distraction. The Janissaries. Well, distraction? No. Tidbit is the Janissaries, and they were this sort of like, weren't they eunuchs? I don't remember exactly. I don't think they were eunuchs. Maybe some of them were eunuchs, but this sort of like specifically made military mercenary force.
The competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors. Again, honest answers, please.
All right, how did you guys like the leaderboard? Steam docs? Yeah, we doxed ANCAP's Steam account. If anyone wanted to know what ANCAP's Steam account was. How do you feel about leaderboards, guys? Are you a real big fan of leaderboards? Five, 1, 3. The son of various Balkan people. And then are 1 gang. Well, 1 gang and 5 gang are even. Don't know what to say. Oh, 1 gang and 5 gang are remaining even. Oh, those fucking centrist 3 voters. Who cares about them? 1 gang. Oh, 1 gang's got extra 4, almost as epic as the DS2 death counter. Oof. Alright, looks like we're going for 1.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
Doesn't even respond.
A lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Say Balkans aren't white.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
The antinatalism tests. I imagine this sounds really annoying. This is antinatalism in a nutshell. People say this is a Matrix clone, but this whole thing makes me think the game is extremely Legati pilled. Like, this is a Legati pill in a nutshell. Like, this is basically conspiracy against the human race, but in a mini game.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Why did they choose a white baby? I don't know, because the game's secretly based in Red Pill? I don't know.
Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it...
Alright, well, you guys were asking for a Minecraft stream, and I fulfilled this before the end of the year, so we're good. I don't have to... I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build
So Chow can't complain. None of you can complain. I've already streamed Minecraft right now. This is all part of my Keikaku.
No, here.
This is just an elaborate ruse so I could stream Minecraft without playing Minecraft, and you all fell for it. And you chose the choices to make me do it without playing Minecraft. You all got done.
Yes.
You got had.
Complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
Minecraft. How comforting.
Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Beep, 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 beep. Alright, so yeah, you can't complain now, Chow. We did it. We got him.
It looks like it's going to get a bit
dark. Minecraft has been streamed. Don't have any light.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
How did this company not get sued? Because they were based.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure
The developer is just good at negotiating.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Yeah, even more epic than Minecraft. We're playing fucking Portal, brah. Fucking cake, bro.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley.
Oh wait, I forgot to bring the radio, so I can't bug it out. God damn it. Trying to get it on a corner or something. Can't even stand up. Yeah, I needed the radio to bug it out. Oh well.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
I was trying to break the puzzle.
See you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser.
And at the end of this ending, you get to go to the old map of the original source mod. It's pretty spooky, honestly. Like the terrible lighting. Space, yeah. Portal's pretty fucking gay. Be funny if this is Code Veronica in it. I don't think it does. Can you play Counter-Strike in this game? No, I think that was all the cameo games in that ending. Huh, what?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay, I didn't even know that was in the game. That's interesting. I guess. I suppose. I guess we could do the Windows stuff because you guys wouldn't know about that. Let's do that.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Alright, chat, are you sick of this gag or not? Yes or no? ANCAP needs to get on a forklift and get ready for the shipment to arrive. It's pretty true. Drink the soy. Not sick of this gag? Not sick of it? Okay.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I'll let the narration go for a bit there. We could sit in this spot, but I guess chat doesn't really have anything interesting to say, so let's just go back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. I think,
Stanley came to a set of two
there's
open
like
doors. He entered the door on his left.
like a hand. There's like several endings left still. Not too many. What does yes do? Or oh shit, I should have went back to the windows. We'll break it up for a bit. We'll break it up, so we'll have a different ending before we go back to the other window option. If you guys want to do that. So what choice do you now make? You're gonna floss your teeth? That's a weird thing to do. In the middle of a stream. What's up with that? What does yes do? I mean, yes, it plays different audio. Like, you get there, you hit the yes button, the narrator says something else. Like, what do you want? Default? Default ending? Alright. You're going to poop? Alright, that's pretty fucking epic. That's pretty epic, bro.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
Synergize core
find an answer
value
there.
expenditures. Shift global market paradigm. Monetize free to play. That's a you know, a snarky developer quip at free to play games. What is this? TOR. I'm trying to. I guess whatever. Quarterly pie chart profits. Pull the hair out of Barbie dolls and stuff it in the pillowcases. Pretty epic,
Coming
dude.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
Monetize
once
his
again
ass.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Forced waiting.
Feeling
Forced
soothed
animation.
and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Tonka is streaming 2K19 WWE right now. That's oof, I guess. Alright. He's not. What is the truth of the matter? Alrighty.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, guys, which direction? Do you want to go down the escape route? Or do you want to try another option at the mind control facility? He's streaming on what used to be Scrub's secret channel? Really? That's pretty silly. You love how Tonka gets more views than Jeff? I mean, yeah. I mean, I just don't appeal to the trailer park demographic. Mind control? Oh, there's Diogenes. Alright, well, Diogenes, sure. We'll go mind control for you, buddy. What is your opinion about dental hygiene? It's pretty good.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I hate when people say shit for being contrarian. Well, that's like everything everyone says all the time.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So I imagine if you like pick out the office, what is it, 427, you can like see the camera of the little spawn point. Alright, so it should be right there. Yep, and it's the spawn point from the start of the game. Interesting. Attention to detail. Do a BYR memorial?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't think this game's a Matrix ripoff, because it sort of implies that the canon ending is meaningless.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Like
wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Because, like, it sort of makes the
What
point.
was the proof? The heart
I'll
of
just
the
let the
operation.
narrator finish, I guess.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad.
What
or
is the canon ending? We're about to get it.
walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, so we're about to watch the canon ending, and then people say, "Oh, this game's like ripping off the Matrix," but I don't think so. I think this game is actually like taking a jab at determinism, or it's trying to sort of point it out, at least in the context of the game itself, because the frame story is that Stanley is in the office and that he's being controlled by a mind control device, and that the people in Stanley's setting are being controlled by a mind control device. But then, like, all the other stuff's like breaking the fourth wall, and about like the player controlling Stanley and being trapped by the narrator, and then the narrator being trapped by the game developers. And so, the real thrust of the story, I think, is that the happiness here is illusory.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. That's a failed determinism
breeze
game.
upon his skin. The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is this Oblivion now? Yeah, it looks like it. But yeah, I think the game does take a swipe at determinism a bit. It's definitely, I don't think it's like Matrix at all, because it's not like you ever leave the simulation. That's kind of like the point, right? Like both the characters are trapped forever in the simulation of the game. Oh yeah, Window Gang, you're right.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Wow, Stanley waifu call. I don't think ANCAP has a waifu, so that's unrealistic. Breaking my immersion. Alright, let's try to get up on the chair. Can we not? Is it bugged? Alright, never mind. I just have to crouch.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
No GF game.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Alright.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
Fat man, don't. There's already enough rice posting. Are you gonna really colonize post in chat?
Particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
Just breed with Ben Shapiro's sister.
Will become quite unbearable.
Kazar Milkies. How long is this gonna go on? I don't even remember. This is Bob Dylan. You'd glaze those hams. I had a top chat on the whole time, so hopefully if people were saying expletives, they couldn't read it. I just forgot to toggle it. So sorry for that. I'll turn that on in a bit after this ending, however long this song lasts. Yeah, narrator, this joke is getting old. Maybe they might just loop the guitar and just make you sit here for a long time. Generic third-person shooter gameplay. You guys are talking about Spec Ops: The Line. Pretty cool game. I've played that one before. You think it loops? Yeah, okay. Alright, let me turn on live chat before we start. There we go. Okay. Is the choice yours to make? Well, that's kind of the point of the game,
yes,
right?
That's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I think a funny point that this game makes is that, like, people will call it a walking simulator, and it's a walking simulator for sure. But basically, it kind of has the thesis that all games are walking simulators, because you can only ever do what the developers put into the game, and so you're eternally constrained at all times.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So the only great difference between a walking simulator and a non-walking simulator game are like the variety of activities that you do, but it's still the same sort of determined outcome of things. All right, right or left, guys? See that mountain? You can climb it. What's up with Ben Shapiro's sister's skin? Fucking creeper chat. Alright, we're back to the eternal choice. Alright, we're going right again, Diogenes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Deconstructionism is not immune to its own deconstruction. I agree.
The lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room.
What a room.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, so we have, what endings do we have left? Well, we have endings in both directions, so just say which direction you want to go in chat. This game is so self-aware and based. So damn meaningful. Average person who likes this game? I mean, yeah, there are people who get like people who make like 2-hour videos of 2 million views that like say, oh, look at this deconstruction, it's so fucking epic, bro. Upturn. Escape ending. Alright, well, we'll go escape ending.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Though I did not for the high score of the autism test. Interesting.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
already went
walked
downstairs
to his boss's office.
It's not a true unguided chat votes playthrough. I mean, we could do that and just like repeat the same ending over and over again, but then I imagine most viewers would start leaving, as everyone would troll that.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Quelle surprise. Some of the commentary is Reddit tier. I mean, yeah. It's a fair... I just think it's a fun little game. It's not nothing. It's a walking simulator for sure. But I think it does sort of demonstrate the point that all games are walking simulators, which is interesting.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Bravo, Nolan, I 100%
The door
believe.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity
Jeff's
to
favorite
turn
game?
around and
Most
get back
definitely
on
not.
track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
You should play Atlas. Why would I play Ark Survival, but buggy and bad? Favorite game? I already played it on stream. It was Jedi Knight Outcast. At least single player.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
Did I beat it on stream? Yeah.
Ever in his narrow vision,
Embarrassingly, I kept deleting my quick save.
perhaps his death
But I beat it
was lost,
in like a stream or two. I think it took 2 streams or so.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body.
Off the
killing
bully,
him
Leo.
instantly.
Alright, well, have fun, fat man. I'm sure I've been too inoculated to your baits. So it's not as fun anymore for you. Sorry.
Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
We've covered most of the endings, so it's cool to see this area
When
now. I think it'll be
every
right.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Here's the creators of the game spelling out the themes. Fifth wall broken. Well, yeah, basically. Jeffers rise up. Jeff cult. You guys gotta keep Leo cult posting, because whenever you say he has a cult, he gets upset. Just because he doesn't like the connotation of the word, even though he shouldn't care. Warzone. What is this about? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting the build that it was far too jokey on the nose for the tone of the game. Interpreted as making fun of the people who like shooters. They should have done that. That sounds fun. That would have been fun, having like a little shooter game side quest where you fight the narrator with like aliens and shit. From Dink Dunk, subject gay, are you gay? Narrator emails. We ask people to email the narrator for questions. I have a question for you, sir, and it is, what is your message for today? Sincerely, Harris, sent from my iPad. Use these in for promotional material. We never found the perfect use for them. Here's a selection. Interesting. Both is in a cult. Join the anti-E-celeb axis. Pretty interesting. Alright, let's find some narration. I think there's, let me think. There's probably like not too many endings left on this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Alright, I'll give you guys a choice. Unpause or restart. Without love, it cannot be seen. There's a day of shade. People bullying the Ajnis in chat. Unpause or restart, chat. Didn't know this is the alley game? Unpause. Dead men do not speak. Alright, I'll unpause. You guys want to see that? Oh, see how much the narrator need? Well, you gotta restart anyways, even if you unpause, so it doesn't matter. Haha, gotcha. Alright, what else was there? There was... there's like a really
All of his co-workers
annoying...
what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh yeah,
Perhaps he had
the
sent
broom
in some
closet.
memo.
Let's do that real quick. Yeah, the thing about this game is the joke does kind of wear thin.
Stanley came to
The
a
sort
set
of
two open
narrator
doors. He entered the door on his left.
joke. Where was it
This
again?
not the correct way to the meeting room, and
I don't
Stanley
remember
knew it
exactly
perfectly
where
well.
the broom
Perhaps he
closet
wanted to stop
was.
by
I
the
think I
employee
might have
lounge
missed it
first,
already.
just to admire it.
Play
It was
lounge.
okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took
Oh, we have the
first
ending over
open door
here.
on his left.
Alright, so we have one more ending over that way. We have, do we have any endings the main way? I think we have all the endings the main way. But yeah, we have like broom closet, some secret stuff, and just one more over here. Actually, yeah, I think we're basically done already with the game.
Stanley
Besides
was
some of
so
the
bad at
annoying to
following
get
directions,
secret
it's
endings.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
I think this will be a
stop
good
trying
ending
to
to end
make
on,
every
anyways.
decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Closet is
Your
after the
chance
meeting
to
room?
redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
Yeah, you're right.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just
Hold
putting
on,
the bread in
sweetie.
the oven. All right.
Sweetie posting.
Okay, there we go. All right, now I want you to
Hold
come
on,
in
sweetie.
all of our-
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Cap doesn't actually have a waifu.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Boo-doo-boo.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley
Oh, I wanna play
dreamed of
EU4
wild
when I get
expeditions
home.
into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Yeah, they do kind of beat you over the head with the sort of the meaning. But I mean, that's how you appeal to the Reddit audience. If we explored the sort of making of section, there was like some stuff about playtesting, which explains how like the audience is like too stupid to get half the endings and shit.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
ANCAP thought that he could have an anarcho-capitalist society with a church that enforces all morals, and it excited him terribly.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with
The year's res is to
impossible
make Destiny
paths
into
and
a trap.
destinations. Down one
It's
path
gross.
lay an enormous round
Gross.
room with monitors and mind controls. And down another
Degenerates
was a
like
yellow
you
line that
belong on a
weaved in many
cross.
directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again.
It's already been determined.
Over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Perhaps if he just streamed one more time, ANCAP would become like an e-celeb that represented anarcho-capitalism.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Yeah, there's like one or two more. I can't even remember. Let me think. I think there's like one. No, I don't even remember how to get it then. I think besides the endings where you have to go around and like do annoying little Easter egg shit for like dozens of runs, there's none left. So we'll just end after this ending. It'll be a little poetic about the sort of the ANCAT Parable and the early access Death Stranding game footage.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, I got all the KYS endings.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Just a short little casual stream where my fucking chat played the game for me. It was fun. I'll stream more games at some point, and then I'll work on the Animu review video for 2018. Then I'll do RYB this Sunday after reading Henry Ford's book. And we have some other RYBs planned for later, too. With the guy who we had on last, Psychotic Cognition, who was interested in reading a few more books. So that'll be the plan. Yeah, just having a casual winter holiday season. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Delete your channel. Do you need me to read anything else? We were going to have a talk on Carmilla, the old 1800s novel. You could read that, Spaceman Roots, a little vampire story. See if you like that, and then you can come talk with us about Carmilla. So yeah, see you around.